Hey, what's up, guys? Goose here, man, and coming back at you with a video. This is recapping the Saints and the Broncos game that just ended. Saints win 31-3. Look, it wasn't really pretty. If you watch the game, what you say, oh, it was 31-3, man. What are you talking about? Saints had a very, very tough time throwing the football. As I mean, they, the Saints are very fortunate that that Drew Lock wasn't able to play this game. I'll say that. But first of all, thank you guys for popping in for the stream. Everybody that popped in, we had a great stream. Had over 200 people for the whole game, man. Saints streams are really you know they're really doing well. So if you like the Saints, hey, make sure you come in for the games, watch the games with us in the chat because it's a great time. But the Saints, like I said, the Saints they did just enough, man. I really wasn't impressed with the passing game. It was a lot of, I mean, a lot of two-man routes the whole game. I don't understand Sean Payton's his thinking on that. I don't understand that. Don't understand that. Of course, Denver. Maybe that was by design. Maybe the Saints wanted to run the ball a lot because they knew that Denver didn't have a quarterback per se. They were starting running backs at the quarterback position, starting a guy that hadn't played quarterback since college. Maybe that was by design. Maybe that was by design. But I mean, if you look at the stats, as a Taysom Hill was 9 out of 16 for 79 yards, no touchdowns, one interception. One interception. It wasn't a good passing game for the Saints at all. They did run the ball for 229 yards. They ran the ball for 44 times. As Latavius Murray was a big bell cow, 19 carries, 123 yards, two touchdowns. Taysom Hill also had two touchdowns on the ground. So uh, Taysom Hill ran the ball 10 times, 44 yards. I thought he ran the ball well. But Alvin Kamara, 11 catches, 54 yards. So I thought he ran the ball well when he had the ball, or he carried the football, I should say. But this wasn't a very good passing attack for the Saints. So interesting to see what Sean Payton says in the post game presser because it just was not a lot of it just was a lot of two-man routes. Um, that's kind of weird in the NFL nowadays. But the Saints defense just they did. They, I mean, I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised at what happened. Denver had no quarterback. They weren't gonna be able to throw the football as they only had one completion all game. They were 1 for 10 on third downs. Was Denver? Uh, I mean, it just. I mean, I thought for I thought for going to the game, I thought the Saints their streak of allowing the 100-yard rushers was going to go come to an end because of all the runs that Denver was going to be able to. They were to run the ball a lot. They only ran the ball for 100 yards. They only ran the ball for 100 yards, did Denver, on 33 attempts. So Saints did a very good job in the run game. They had three turnovers. They had a fumble recovery. They had two interceptions, one by Janoris Jenkins and one by Gardner Johnson. So the Saints did what they had to do to win this football game, uh, just the way it was. So the Saints are now 9-2. Hopefully Green Bay. I'm sorry, Green Bay. Hopefully Tampa Bay will not beat Kansas City because if they did, the Saints will have I think the Saints will have a 2.5 game lead in the NFC South, which would be big considering that we had the tiebreaker against Tampa Bay. So come on, Kansas City, let's get that win. So defense was great. Kawhi Alexander had a fumble recovery, almost returned it for a touchdown. So good pickup for the Saints a few weeks ago. They got Kawhi Alexander in a trade against San Francisco. Curious to see how they're gonna keep him because the Saints are in cap. They're going to be in cap hell coming next season. So, man, whoo-wee. So Saints win. Saints win as they improve. Like I said, they improved to 9-2. Next week we got the Dirty Birds next week. So be sure you're tuned in for that on this channel because we'll be doing that game. So thank you to David from Colorado. He gave me a super chat last live stream. Also, Adrian became a member of the channel. So thank you to Adrian for joining the channel as she found us a few weeks ago, and she's also in I think it's PRO, one of the Saints channels. That he does a great job on his Saints content. A lot of good Saints content creators out there. A lot of good Saints content created out there. So kudos everybody, all the Who Dat Nation. Thank you very much for popping in the stream for the Broncos and the Denver Broncos. 31-3 Saints win. On to Atlanta. Let's sweep the Dirty Birds and really make them hell, because they don't like losing to the Saints. Hey, look, we don't like losing to them, so it goes hand in hand with Atlanta. I mean, I say it's the most underrated rivalry in the NFL, because it doesn't get talked about nationally. It doesn't. It really doesn't, because we're two teams in the South. We're losing organizations for the most part in our history. So that's why it doesn't really get talked about too much. All you hear about is Cowboys and Washington, Philadelphia and the Giants. Yeah, you hear about the NFC East guys. You hear about the Broncos and the Raiders, teams like that. You don't hear too much national pub about the Saints and the Falcons. Two teams that don't like each other. Don't like each other at all. And we're only 8 hours apart from one another, so it's an easy drive uh, to go see the team play when you play on the road. So that's why it's a big rivalry. So I'll be alive for that game. So Saints win 31-3. Good job for the Saints. They win 9-2. All that matters in the NFL is wins and losses. If you win your division, you get a home playoff game. Look at the NFC East. One of those teams is getting a home playoff game. I'll talk to you next time, and Who Dat?